So, my people, the truth has finally come out about the killings in Ebonyi State, precisely in Nkalaha community. So, the residents are here to narrate and tell us everything that took place yesterday concerning these killings. But before then, look at what a Ebonyi State governor tells Nkala's community, that they should not revenge the herdsmen killing of 16 residents, burning of the houses and all that. The governor is literally telling them that they should not do absolutely nothing, that those victims, like people that, have already lost their life, is nothing. Like even people that are still alive, they should not do absolutely nothing to protect themselves. So people are now asking, like as a chief of security office of the state, what is the governor doing to protect the lives of the people? Is he going to get justice for the victims, or is he saying they should just forget it? For how long should this be tolerated? So a lot of reactions, but let's first of all listen to this man and hear what he said, like what really happened. Then we'll come back and read out some reactions from people, and also we'll listen to Mayego, because this thing is not only happening in IgboLand. This is happening all over Nigeria. Like these Fulani herdsmen, they have already taken over Nigeria, honestly. Take a listen. We'll be right back for more discussions.
What happened to your community? This is Amegon Nkaleha, initial local government area of Ebonyi State. I can see some people are carrying food, some people are carrying their wares, their everything that remains in their houses, migrating to maybe a safer place where they can at least have a sleep. Can you tell us what happened in your community?
Simon Ide. Ihe Bible first of this month. Ndami, the ndị local government, the officers of Ebonyi State, they are Lebanon.
They came here.
But also on the security.
They came with the security. That they came here to make peace.
And you help the leaders of the community, including women fellowship.
Then after discussion with them, including women fellowship.
Let's go and do Fulani Hebrew.
They told us that they have made peace with us and the Fulani Herdsmen, that we should not leave our houses, we should stay, that there is peace. They told us that we should not leave our houses, we should not leave our community, that nothing will happen and nothing will happen to us.
Quarter to 9 o'clock, 2nd of February.
At about 9 o'clock on Sunday, being 2nd of February,
he carried 5,000.
Just less than few hours, about less than 10 hours after the soldiers and some government officials, police came here to tell us that we should not leave our houses. Less than 10 hours, a group of people numbering hundreds surround our community and started attacking us. We don't know. We didn't know that those attackers came in the night and surrounded the community.
Exactly 9 o'clock.
Immediately we woke up and we were preparing to go to church. What we were hearing is just guns. They are burning houses. We don't know where to run to. They went even to the church and killed 2 persons. They burnt over 25 houses, despite the fact that the soldiers, military Nigerian army, told our people that we should not live anywhere, that they are going to protect us. After they have killed over 18 persons, burnt houses. The soldiers, the Nigerian army operatives, they came back.
Sorry.
They were telling us sorry. Immediately after that, they left and went home. They did not even stay to even protect the remaining people that were staying around.
Not less than five limoga.
They just carry 10 people, over 10 people that were recovered corpses. Despite the fact we are still looking for more people, about 5 of them or more, the soldiers and the police, they left and carried those corpses and left.
Nigeria, Ebonyi State. One day.
If we are part of this country and part of Ebonyi State, our security agencies should not be planning how to kill all of us.
Okay, this is another house here. There's burnt many houses. This is house that belongs to our brother Najebe. They have finished many houses here. Just look at this one. You go around to see down. They have burnt the building down. Look at another one here. Look at another mighty building. Look at this one. Look at it. Mighty building. They burned it down, and including the family. They have buried them. Many of them have died. Just imagine the building here. Imagine it. The building just finished it up. They burn it down. They burn it down. They burn it down. All the whole properties in this building has burned down. All the whole properties has burned down in this building. You can.
So my people, I hope you guys heard everything this man said here. How Nigeria police and army promised them safety, but at the end of the day, Fulani herdsmen came and kpai them. So this is the reason why a lot of people are giving woto to this Ebonyi governor that said that they should not revenge. So this person said, imagine what would have happened if the Igbo killed 16 residents and burn houses in northern state. The retaliatory killings of the Igbo might last a month. When it comes to the Fulani, responding to their actions in the same way they treat others is often the best course of action. So this person said, God blessed Ndi Igbo, but unfortunately punish us with cursed leaders. They have no sense of belongings at all. And another person said, I think the Southeastern governors are in some kind of agreement to always allow armed herdsmen to kill their people and then protect the herdsmen from reprisal. I don't understand. Is it that they don't know what chief security officer of the state is? And this person said, this is more reason he sent thousands of soldiers to the community when he learned that the boys are ready. It shall never be well with the governor. Like a lot of woto to this Ebonyi State saying that people should not, revenge of what happened yesterday in Ebonyi State. That they should not do absolutely nothing even to protect themselves. My people, this is really getting out of hand, honestly. Let me allow you guys to listen to what Mayego have to say concerning all these things that are happening, concerning Fulani herdsmen buying our people every day by day. Why the so-called Nigeria security agent will not protect its citizen. Instead, they'll be defending the Fulani herdsmen. What a country. Let me allow you guys to listen to Mayego. But before then, please don't forget to subscribe if today is your first time here. Share the video so that other people will get the opportunity to watch as well. Give this video a thumbs up. Thank you so much for doing so.
So we are starting with these sad stories, which has received near zero reportage in Nigeria media, unfortunately. The first is the killings reported in Kauru. local government area of Kaduna. In the last 4 days, people from this following, I want to bring them up, right? People from this following communities, families from these communities like Lakada, Kakure, Kadi, Fadanruruma, and denser areas of Kauru local government area of Kaduna State. They have been under the barrage of the Fulani terrorists who have laid siege to these communities and ransacked them. Not only that they have killed 9 people confirmed, currently they have also kidnapped 17 people have been kidnapped and taken away. Their whereabouts is unknown, and these communities, they have become desolate. I actually tried to look at the area up in the, in the Google Earth, my usual way of trying to check out what it is like. How is it so convenient for terrorists in this part of Nigeria to succeed in ransacking communities and without what you can call, help from the security agency? So this is what I found. This is what the Kauru local government area actually looks like. All right. And and if you place the topography of the area, so to say, so the densely populated parts, and then the other communities who are like at the fringes, like at the fringe of the local government, right? So easy come, easy go, and the other areas are pretty much like, and most of them ungoverned, unmanned. So these people, you see, this is why it is kind of like easier, if you want to put it that way. Nigerian security agents or the Nigerian government, they have done so well. We have to give it to them, especially under this Tifnumbu. They have done so well enough, right, to make sure that the news like this, they do not make it to the general public, talk less of the international community. But the level of insecurity under this Tifnumbu's regime is so like alarming. Just a week or 2 ago, the Kaduna State governor celebrated the it wasn't even surrendering, like it was like celebrated the repentant terrorists of his own state, the terrorists who have kidnapped, who have raped, who have killed, hundreds and thousands of people within that Kaduna state. Suddenly, they said that they swore by the Holy Quran that they won't do it again. And therefore, they received the government amnesty. Meanwhile, this is just a smoke screen, like a smoke and mirror, right? It is just to cover up other things, whereby if you report any act of terrorism in Kaduna State, you will be tagged an alarmist. Because the impression they want to give is to say everything is fine. It may not be as horrible as it was under El Rufaya. But others will tell you that, well, it is the same. The difference is that lesser and lesser people are interested in reporting what is going on in this part of Nigeria. And they may be right. But somehow, when this Tifnumbu's illegitimate government came in, they instructed the media houses that they should not report anything that has to do with the atrocities of the Fulani terrorists, Boko Haram terrorists, and other terrorists operating in that contraption. According to them, this kind of onslaught on their media started all the way back from Boko Haram's time, but specifically under this Tifnumbu, they were told that their reportage is demoralizing the soldiers, and therefore, right, they shouldn't report about all this. So that simply means that the people who have become victims and those that will still become victims of terrorism in Nigeria, right? They are on their own. Because if you dare go out to say, oh, here we are victims of Fulani terrorism, or victims of Lakurawa, or victims of Boko Haram, the system has been sort of rigged enough to kind of like treat you with disbelief. And if you insist, you will be treated as an alarmist, and you may even be arrested or silently killed by them as well. Same thing happened before I even get to Ebonyi. So I think it was 2 or 3 days ago when one Machala Bugaje, one of the alleged most wanted but most notorious terrorists, Fulani terrorists from this northern part of Nigeria, recorded a video of himself and his fellow terrorists and published it on social media that is also embracing amnesty. And he was willing, as part of the deal, to release at least 50 Nigerians that are in his captivity, that were kidnapped by him. He's not releasing all of the victims, though. He's releasing 50 as a bargaining chip. So I don't know if they've taken him up on his offer or not. But when you hear the word Fulani terrorists and how the terrorists actually operate, sometimes it's just going to sound more or less like, it's going to sound to you like a fiction. Because sometimes you can't imagine that, is there any security sort of a system in that country that terrorists have become so established? They have become so established that if you cross their territory, you are gone. Nigeria won't come and look for you. And if you come back alive, well, maybe you still probably have some purpose, or what have you left on earth. It is a trip or a territory. Their territories are more or less like territories of possible no return. They live like kings. They worship. They organize a community sort of address about areas where they have conquered. Nigerian government gazetted those areas in their own book. They call them ungoverned areas. Areas that the terrorists have more or less like declared independence from Nigeria. So this Machala Bugaje guy was seen 2 days ago. No, Monday. Okay, it was on Friday, probably 3 days ago, right? He hasn't been apprehended. We haven't seen this handover of Nigerians he kidnapped, but he is still there with all his weapons and his fighters and what have you. And guess what? They were having Friday Jumat prayer. I kind of have the video. So I'll show you this. This is just so you know what it looks like. The life of the terrorists in Nigeria. How they are not hiding. That's another thing. The military may be giving you the impression that they are bombing these parts, or they are shooting them in this side, just to kind of like oil their own propaganda machine, because they are also running PR now. Nigerian soldiers, Nigerian army, running PR online to make them act or appear like they were actually capable of protecting you, but they are not. Machala and his other terrorist gang, just about 3 days ago. If you ask them, what exactly are these guys fighting for? But they are terrorists. On the one hand, they will tell you that they are fighting for an Islamic state, which means Nigeria must become an Islamic state. And slowly but surely, Nigeria will become an Islamic state. So in their effort of turning Nigeria to Islamic state, they turned on innocent people, ransacking villages, slaughtering and butchering people, innocent people, then kidnapped as many of them as they want. And in all of this, Nigeria has no plan of protecting our citizens. No plan. Very unfortunate. So similarly, just yesterday, right, in a community called, I want to kind of like get the name right. It's called Amegu Unkalaha community of Ishelu local government area of Ebonyi State, where the Fulani terrorists again laid siege. And their own story is a little bit kind of like extra, because the surviving, or let me say the survivors from the attacks in this community last night, they have been aware of the gathering of these Fulani terrorists around their community. The young people in this area, even the elderly in the area, they put together, and in an effort of trying to kind of like chase away these murderous terrorists from their communities, they said Nigerian army came to the rescue of this would-be terrorists by scaring off the people of this community from, they said they shouldn't start any communal war. That's what they called it. Meanwhile, they have been suspecting these terrorists, the Fulani terrorists within their, around their border. So yesterday, from early in the morning, right, the terrorists, they struck. And from the reports, they have already killed 16 people. You with me? 16 innocent people have been slaughtered by this invading Fulani terrorist. Yeah, their state governor, Umfurumu, whatever his name is called, has come out to say, now that the deed is done, okay, he came out there to say they are going to find the perpetrators. But guess what? Hundreds of people have had to run away from their community, from their homes. Those who could carry pots, carry stove, a little food, and they have now become refugees in the neighboring community in Ebonyi State, in eastern part of Nigeria. This was last night. So same way, where is my Google app? Just one sec, okay? Amegu Unkalaha, that's the name of the community. I want to put it on and show you. And the, what do you call it? The local government area is called Ishelu local government area of Ebonyi State. I remember during the Devulumayi time as the governor of Ebonyi, right? It was this kind of killings as well that took place. And Devulumayi, who was on hand, Give me a second. Let me do this. All right. I think the whole thing was like a bit acting up. Okay. So sorry about that. It should be fine after this. Now, this is what my Google Earth shows me about this community as well. And here, one sec. So similarly, right, it is not a very massive local government area if you put it right. However, let me see if I can have the 3D street view for it, so that that will give us a bit of topography. Like that means the area, what the area seems like, you know. So again, it is to take advantage of it does help, right? So because the moment they strike and attack like that, right? So they can easily just jump back into the forest. So in this community, they have killed, this has been recorded, they have killed 16 innocent people. Again, this Fulani terrorists. Now, it's not making it right to what do you call it, to their main media, surely, because the agenda is to make so that if Numbu and his gang won't look bad, you know, they won't look bad. And until people become victims, which I actually do not really wish on even the worst of your enemies, if you can imagine having enemies, right? The level of the terrorism that people have been subjected to, and then the expected, I don't even know if people expect that anyway, but the expected protection from your own government, which is totally missing, it makes the matter worse. Kind of like people are just sitting duck, waiting to become victims. So any efforts, according to the people from that community, they said they did make efforts, made move to prevent this kind of attacks. But the Nigerian army, the military, came to their communities, took away their weapons, for those who had weapons, and then warned them seriously to not trigger any form of what they call it, like tribal clash. So the other part of their media that is, they actually reported it as herdsmen versus the people of this community. And my question is this: if the clash, as they usually love to describe it, right? The clash was between the herdsmen and these communities. How come that herdsmen that were supposed to have come from, like, where? From Futa Soro, Futa Gallon, abi Futa, you know, Futa dipshit that they come from, right? So if you can imagine the distance between Ebonyi and Futa Soro in the Sahel, we are talking about over 1,000 kilometers apart. So how could people who invaded the community succeeded in killing the people in that community, 16 of them, then displacing hundreds of them as well? How can you call that clash? How did the people of this community, how did the people of Amegu, Nkalaha, how did they clash with herdsmen in their homes? How? Like, how do you clash with people in your own home? How do you clash with people on your own farm? Like, it's your farm. So anybody who trespass to your farm, they are the ones who have come onto your farm. So how do you clash with? And then when you clash, how come that it is the indigenous people in their own communities that are always recording casualties? It is unfortunate. I hear that, you know, the Ebonyi State governor, Abina government, says that they are going to find the perpetrators. No, you won't. No, you are not going to find them. Because this is just like a medicine after death. Every now and then people will say people should defend themselves. People should defend themselves. But in reality, the entire system that is rigged against you prevents you from fighting for yourself or defending yourself. So the ideal thing is probably to just do it. If I have an advice to give, and if my advice will count, right? For the communities who have the presence of all these terrorists hanging about and you're seeing them, and somehow, in some areas, so if you go to Badagry right now, you will think Badagry is half Fulani, half Yorubas right now. To the point that somebody in that Badagry, who they claim was an Oba, had to kind of like crown a Fulani there as their, what do you call it, their Seriki Fulani. Because according to them, they have so many Fulanis in their forest that for peace to reign, they decided to just make them feel welcomed by appointing one of them as Seriki for peace to reign in your own community, for peace to reign. If not, they believe that they may just wake up one day and start killing them. And they don't want that. They don't want that. So what they want, that's why they're like appointing them as Seriki, giving them titles to make them feel welcomed. Yeah? So my own advice would be, if you have all it takes, if you have all the means, right? There's no point in trying to accommodate those who are still going to kill you anyway. And there's no point in trying to, protest about it. Just do it. Get rid of them from your community. So if you have the wherewithal, do it first and ask questions later. Because there are communities who have discussed this. Look at this community in Ebonyi. They categorically had a meeting, and the able-bodied men in their community, they came together. They gave an ultimatum to these Fulani terrorists that surrounded their community to leave. And then the military came in to warn them to desist. Cease and desist. And then that's it. Yesterday, 16 innocent people, including women and children, were slaughtered by these terrorists. And now the government is, we are going to find them. We are going to bring them to book. No, they are not bringing anybody to book. In another few weeks or in another few months, they're going to strike again. Maybe in another community where they have been locking around as well. You are on your own. In that contraption, everyone is on his own. So if you have what it takes, the ideal thing is just do it and ask questions later. If I can advise.
Welcome to Chamrasi News TV.